The base is clean, well, mostly. I have done a lot of work. I did a little bit on a stream, but mostly off camera, of cleaning up my chest monster over here. There's been a chest monster growing basically since the beginning of the season, and I really wanted to pave over this area, so I finally just got it done and paved over the factory, which is looking really, really nice. There's still kind of a transition I want to do along here, along the wheat field. I don't like exactly how it just kind of cuts off, but for the most part, this is looking really, really good. And over here, this double chest has all of the empty shulkers left over. I managed to fill up a full double chest, pretty much exactly. These are for the wheat stuff. I'm actually using these actively for the training around here, so don't worry about those. Those aren't junk. And as for all of the materials, I have sorted everything into a big pile up in the attic. So I wanted to do this like aesthetically. I thought this would be fun. I mentioned in the last episode that, like, you know, what if I have like an organized storage system that doesn't look organized? Like, this still looks like a mess, but actually all of these chests do actually have a they're kind of sorted. I mean, there's a big chunk starting from here all the way across to here of just stone materials, like unsorted stone materials. We've got slabs, we got walls, we got dripstone and stuff. So that's probably the most wild part of the area. But, you know, we got a copper chest and some wood chests, and that's blank. We got like a plant chest. Yeah, everything's actually organized in a way that is actually bothering me, because I don't actually know where anything is now. In a way, having everything laid out, even in a mess, throughout the entire season means I do get to know my own storage system. Now I'm having to rewire my brain. It's like, oh, sandstone's over here, not in this other chest with like this nether and glass stuff, you know? And I've got a couple shulkers for stuff I'm probably going to be grabbing and going with. Like, you know, this is trial chamber loot and archaeology. I literally spent 30 seconds trying to think of that. Scaffolding, redstone, stuff like that. I can grab and go with these shulkers. So yeah, I've got an actual storage system now, which is neat. Anyway, that's all already done. Today, I want to get some work done. Actually, back here, I'm flying the wrong direction. Today, I'm finally getting started on this massive project back here that I've been talking about for a while. Despite the fact I haven't mentioned really any details. I think I might have mentioned it in a stream early on, but for the most part, like, I've actually just been trying to keep it secret because it is a massive project. But I'm spilling the secret today. Today, we are going to get started on a massive train yard. I have loved trains since I was 2 years old, watching the model series of Thomas the Tank Engine, and I never grew out of them, never. And I thought, you know, I'm making this industrial base. I thought, why not? Let's go all out. So we're gonna be doing, you know, a loading dock over here and a massive train yard with just like a million rails and a roundhouse over here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I've got it all planned out, and this is basically going to be my project for the rest of the season, because other than, like, I want to do a windmill over here, like a really, really small one, but besides that, it's really just terraforming. It's really just terraforming the wheat field on streams, and in this train yard. Although we're not going to do a whole ton of the actual train yard in this episode, I have paved out a little bit I want to work on today. Today, I'm mainly just laying the groundwork because we are going to have to build some farms today. As you can see, this place is a little massive. And all the rails around here are going to be made out of anvils, which takes a lot of iron. I have actually been AFKing at the spawn iron farm for a little bit, and it is not as fast as I need it to be. It's a decent iron farm. Like, no one's been struggling for iron all season, but I think I might just, I think at this point, I'm going to overwork it just by myself. Also, I got a fun clip. I was playing in Halo with some friends while I was AFK, and my controller mod I have on here picked up my controller. And so I was just like running around the little pod, just punching, and yeah. So I got that on Flashback, which was fun. Also, you might remember my base, I covered the entire top of my base in string. To try to spawn proof it. Turns out they changed that in an update very, very recently, which is So annoying. But yeah, I'm getting mobs spawning up here, and I really don't know what to do with them. I spread a couple pieces of like glow lichen, like in particularly like problematic areas, but for the most part, I'm just kind of leaving it. I did figure out though. Ooh, I can update you in here. I did figure out how to do this middle section, also with glow lichen, but this time I hit it. I didn't want, if you remember, I've over in these corners over here, I've got glow lichen like behind all of these pillars, and when you're, most of the time when you're around here, you're not going to be able to see them. But this middle beam was becoming a problem, so I thought, you know what? Let's just hide glow lichen in these little like support things, which actually makes the beam itself look better too. It's not as bland. I thought I liked it better bland, and I was really annoyed I'd have to do something here, but now that I have it like this, I actually do prefer it with the trapdoors, even if it wasn't just a lighting cover. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get to the plan for today. So today, I'm going to be making some grain silos. 6 of them, to be exact, right over here on the edge of the wheat field. And if you've ever seen grain silos before, they're pretty, like, famously bland. Like, they're impressive. That, like, if they're usually on a massive field like this, just as far as the eye can see, and so they're like the biggest thing in miles. You can see them for ages. So that they're an iconic part of the American landscape. But they are very bland and I was having some issues trying to figure out how to design them so that they wouldn't, that they'd look pretty decent, Like, smooth sandstone fits the color really, really well, but it's also smooth sandstone, and just using that single block for just an entire build is not necessarily the best option. But I do want to embrace, like, the very simple aspect of them in general. Like, I didn't want to just, like, throw a gradient on there for the sake of it, I wanted to be like, I wanted to embrace them. They're grain silos. Like, they're nothing special texture-wise. So I realized the next best thing would actually be stripped birch, because it's very, very similar to the color of smooth sandstone, but they actually have the rings on them, if I can get the right tool. Pretty much the only texture grain silos have is, like, just these rings around the outside, and so if you have birch log sideways, then you can just kind of simulate that effect. It's harder to see. I mean, you've all seen wood before. You kind of know what they look like, but in a big scale, it really, really matches the, just like I said, the only texture that they really have. Only thing is, wood is very, very, very slow to get. I was mining it by hand over here a little bit, but then I checked the schematic I'm using, and I need about like 30 shulkers, and I'm not getting that by hand. No way, especially with the season ending soon. So we're ditching this idea. We're building a tree farm. And to be honest, I haven't done a whole ton of redstone this season, which I wanted to. So, little extra redstone. Also, I didn't even explain, the whole reason we're doing the grain silos is to hide iron farms in there. We're making 6 Nembon iron farms, which is going to give us plenty of speed. It's going to give us plenty of iron for the rails we need. And 30 shulkers of wood might sound like a really, really big waste of time. Like, might as well just use the spawn iron farm at that point. But, if we can get a decent source of wood, like, this will actually save me time in the long run. I say long run, we have a month and a half, but you know what I mean. Having 6 already really good iron farms working back to back is just going to mean I won't have to worry for iron at all. So it's going to be worth it to take some time to do this. And it's just another little build on the landscape. Like, it's functional. I was thinking of building like grain silos anyway, honestly, like smaller ones. We do have to make these a little wide to fit the iron farms inside there, but I was already planning on a similar build, so now it's like, we get a 2-for-1 thing going on. But yeah, we do need wood first, but thankfully I found down here I have a little skeleton. Where does it go? Where I have a skeleton spawner down here. There it is. Tree farms take a lot of bone meal, like a lot, and I don't want to build like a moss farm or something. Like, if I had to build yet another farm on top, like, to get the bone meal for the wood for the iron farm, like, at that point I just give up. But I did do some searching around here and found this down here, which is perfect. So I'm gonna be building the wood farm underground, just kind of in range, so I can stay in the spawn range of these things, because these are really, really small. I think it's like 2 or 3 chunks, or even less, something like that. You have to be really close to these spawners for them to work. So I'm gonna be building a little building up here, like a little like control tower for the train yard, and they're really small. They're like, you know, if I'm guessing the scale like in Minecraft, it's probably gonna be like maybe 10 by 15 blocks by like 7, 8. They're small. It's really small. It's basically just, again, just another little build for fun that I'm just gonna be putting around here. That's gonna match up with this area and can also just be a cover for, you know, a ladder to head down to the wood farm. I'm also just gonna wing it. I haven't winged something on camera in a while, and I literally just came up with this idea like an hour ago. So I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. It's a small enough scale that I shouldn't have any issues, hopefully, just to build my confidence a little bit. You know, I don't like using Lightmatica for literally everything. It is a very good tool, and I'm not getting rid of it anytime soon. But for something smaller scale like this, like, absolutely, I wanna try my shot at just doing it. Guaranteed, this factory would have looked worse if I had designed it like on the go. That would have been awful. Lightmatica has its place. Also, let's see if I can grab a music disc here real quick with these guys that spawned. Oh, come on, give me something good. Oh. Okay, never mind. Come on, give me like Chirp or Strahd. Those are my favorites. Oh, is that Strahd, or is that Chirp? Wait. Oh, it's Blocks. Okay, Blocks is decent. Blocks is decent. I was hoping for Chirp, though. Wait, Stall. Wait, no, this isn't what I thought. I thought this was like 11 or something, but no, 11's like the broken one. Wait, which one is Stall? Oh, wait, never mind. This one's a great. this one's... No, yeah, this is one of the better ones in the selection. I'm in trouble. Oh no. Okay. Welcome back. I will show this off in a second. I have been working underground on the skeleton farm, and I just died on top of all these hoppers down here. I just died down here, and all of those hoppers lead straight to a lava source. I dug this pit far enough that the skeletons will die of fall damage, but that meant I accidentally fell down here and died of fall damage, and all of my stuff is going to go right past the item sorter and straight into the lava that is down here. Block it off. Oh, okay. Actually, wait. Did any of my stuff actually go into the lava? Wait. Okay, some of my stuff has probably gone either in this hopper. Okay, there's my elytra. There's my pickaxe. Ooh, most of my stuff is actually probably safe. Hopefully. Where's my sword? There's an axe. There's my elytra. There's a bunch of stuff here. Okay. The thing is, I didn't actually set up the iron filter yet, so it probably just filled up. All right, I'm going to turn off the sounds for a second because those droppers are going to get so obnoxious so fast. Okay, how much stuff did I lose? Because I definitely lost some stuff here. I lost my sword. I lost my fortune pick. And my pants. You know what? That's not awful. I thought everything was going into that lava pit. Okay. Blocking this off is a good idea for now. Anyway, yeah, this is the skeleton farm I've got going on here because I wanted this skeleton farm is going to be a little slow. So I've got ENXO4's wood farm up here, which takes a lot of bone meal. Like, it's an insane amount. So this bone meal farm is actually not quite fast enough to like really feed this farm. like it needs to, which is probably my fault for just building such a good farm, but it was also one that with a lot of cheap resources. So I've got this going on here. So I wanted to make sure they weren't just like getting stuck on a water block or something like that, you know, stuck on an edge, not falling down into whatever. There's also mob spawners will not spawn any mobs if you have too many like close enough in range, which I've noticed like a lot of skeleton farms will like just have a layer of water like right underneath the spawning platform, which means it'll actually like block these off. So anyway, yeah, I've got this massive pit that they should die of fall damage. I've also got a bunch of campfires. Okay, I lost a good amount of campfires when I died, but I've also got some campfires to take care of the rest of the ones that have like armor or whatever. So this should take care of the skeletons very, 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 very quickly, so that I can get the resources as quickly as possible. I don't want any bottlenecks in this thing at all. So yeah, the plan is they're going to fall down here, die instantly, if not very, very quickly on the fire, and then end up along here. Apparently I need to block off this wall because I guess that was a good way to test the farm and make sure that yeah, these droppers are actually doing what I need them to do. Yeah, basically all the bones are going to come along here and then into this item sorter where I'm going to finally use an item auto crafter. Let's not die again up here. I have blocked off the lava, but that would still be annoying. Oh, you know what I did lose? My redstone shulker box. Okay, I had an auto crafter that already built for this, but I guess I'm gonna have to get a new one. Anyway, this can be a good way to show off the signal box. Obviously, you would have seen it already in my little time lapse, but here we go. It's I'm really proud of this. I just winged it. Like this is the first thing I've just built off the cuff in a while, and I really, really like it. I built it really big initially. I had to shrink it down quite a bit to get like the scale correct. But yeah, you go in here and there's like the actual like signal switches that don't actually do anything. But if you see one of these, they just have like, dozens of levers, just like really, really condensed. Like these are actually, in real life, there's actually probably like 3 or 4 of these like within this block range. Like there are a lot. And I've also got a signal out here, which I really, really like. I'm probably going to move it both closer to the tracks, because the tracks are actually start like right about here. This is open space, as well as this is probably the best angle to look at this thing, and this actually just blocks it. So thinking from like a screenshot perspective, like making this look good from like an angle, I do actually think I'd prefer that if it was like closer over here, and then I could probably back up and just see both in frame, side by side, as opposed to like overlapping each other. So probably going to move this, but I'm very, very proud of it. Especially with like the hanging signs, I think works really well. Also, hanging signs are so expensive. I did not realize they take like 6 like logs, like stripped logs specifically, not just any log, stripped logs. So you have to they are very, very annoying to craft, and I did not fully appreciate that until now. But hey, they look really cool, and was honestly the best option for the signals you get. Anyway, I do have no redstone whatsoever, so I'm gonna have to go mining a little bit, and I don't have fortune either. So I will be back with a auto crafter in a second. All right, so I got my gear back. I've got a crafter right here. Now this isn't gonna be like the most like complicated auto crafter. I mean, we're just using it for a bone meal, so we really only need 1 slot and some observers, because we don't have to wait for it to like fill up. We just need to like be pulsing it automatically. There we go. That's our auto crafter. I mean, I thought I might as well show this off. This is my first time using them in the game. But there we go. That's our auto crafting system. So now we've got an iron filter for some bones that come from the skeleton farm that go straight in here and feed directly up into our farm. Well, I've got a hole right now that I need to fill in with a water column, but that's going to go inside the hoppers and then automatically be feeding me the bone meal. So that's nice. One thing I do want to do about this farm actually is I do want to tweak it. All right, how do I want to do this? So this farm is designed so that literally everything that goes into this pit comes up here. So I'm probably going to want to switch the water pillar over to this other side of the farm, and then set an item filter to get all the saplings out, to then go into like one of these like dropper systems. So the saplings will bypass the storage system, but everything else will be collected up in the storage system. And then the other thing would be to turn the farm off when we're out of bone meal. So down here is how the farm activates. So if we just switch this real quick, you just see there's like a little clock down here. So naturally, I think taking this block out would then just like turn off the farm. And then if we like replace it, the farm turns back on. So that's perfect. So we just need a observer, or not an observer, a comparator up here to just pull a piston up and then turn it off automatically. Okay, that's the plan. Let's see how well I can do this. There's a glow squid. There's a glow squid in the water stream. No, don't do it. No. Oh. Anyway, you know what? I shouldn't actually have to tear this farm apart, because the main issue is I don't want to run out of bone meal in my hand while I'm AFK and then have like another block come up and replace it. But actually, hopefully stopping the farm should just be enough to stop me from using up too much bone meal before I run out. So let's get a comparator in here, and basically let's feed off of this hopper, so that basically we're never going to run out of bone meal in this dropper. Once this hopper is empty, we'll stop the farm. So when the farm is running, we want this extended by default, right? So we want this to be powered, and we want this to go down and power this. Right? Right. And then we basically lock this dispenser. So basically taking the place of this lever. When this lever gets turned on, it stops the bone meal from producing, and when you turn it off, it then automatically produces until there's stuff just laying on the trapdoor, or the pressure plate. So basically this will double up as doing the same job as that lever, but just automatically. Oh, yeah, that's how it's normally supposed to work. And then when my inventory is full, it's just going to sit there, but we can then turn it off and do that. Okay, perfect. That should actually be fine. And now let me just fix everything over here that I broke earlier, and I think we should be good. So this way we stop the farm before I even have a chance to run out of bone meal, and that way I can still make sure that slot is dedicated to that. So okay, I think this should be good. I think we should be able to AFK here now, which is great. So I've been sitting here making sure everything is working correctly. Something broke. Something broke. The bone meal system I made works perfectly fine. But this just blew itself up. And I don't know why. I don't know why. Actually, it's possible that starting and stopping the farm over and over again has blown this up. Turning it on and off again, like automatically, like I'm doing, probably does mess around with like the automatic TNT timing. But on the bright side, I fixed the bone meal issue. I might just find a different TNT duper that has a similar timing, that like just a much simpler one. I can do that off camera though. You don't need to see me like timing a TNT duper correctly. You know, like I'll find one, and I'll just figure out how far it falls, and then just like move the TNT duper that location, so it just always falls in the same spot. Like this one's made for like multiple different tree types. Yeah, jungle versus like fungi and stuff. I mean, the reason why there is a special TNT duper up there is that you can change the timing for the different tree types, but I'm only going to be using this for birch, so I'm just going to simplify it up there just for birch. So Weasel's offered to help me collect villagers for my iron farm, and looks like he's already set up a little bit of a holding space for them with a lot of rails. Hold on, I need to actually find him. I'm not actually sure where he is. I do know though that Pizza has a villager breeder that I was planning on using. Let's just follow this down. Follow this down and see. Oh yeah, it's going straight into Pizza's space. Kind of tore up the nether hub a little bit, but we can fix this in a second. Hey, Weasel.
Just in the nick of time. I just hit record.
So I need 72 villagers, because that's 12 per pod, 6 iron farms. Yeah, we're gonna need a while.
Yep.
And thankfully, Pizza has a villager breeder right here. I accidentally left it on for a while, and like they started like cramming. like I left it on and forgot it. So Pizza had to wipe them out and restart. So here we go.
Yeah.
I guess we just start doing this. Oh,
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah, we don't necessarily need it to be. We don't need it to be like zombified because we're not. I'm not trading with these. So if we send this guy in there. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's neat. Oh yeah, they changed the nether pearls recently, right? To allow like vehicles and stuff.
Correct.
Like you can ride horses through nether pearls where you couldn't do that before.
Yeah, this.
Oh, there we go. Oh, and we're just like keeping them. We're just keeping them in minecarts.
Yeah, for the time being. That way, once you're ready to build the farms, but this way they're already right here, and we don't have to move them as far.
Okay. And yeah, they can just stay in the minecarts, and we can just kind of create new branching rails. Because yeah, I'm gonna be sending them basically. See that where that little wall of stripped birch is?
Yeah.
That's kind of. I'm gonna be building them kind of like in a line along there, kind of. Yeah.
Okay. They're backing up.
Oh!
They're backing up.
Hold on. Well, they're going into these little. They're going into these little pods.
Yeah.
All right, let's just break those real quick.
Yeah.
And then.
Yep.
All right. Well, there's one more villager coming. From the breeder. The breeder is stopped.
I also have not been tracking how many we have.
All right. Let's see.
Hold still.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, that's the issue I'm running into.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I think.
I concur. 24.
Okay. I mean, 24 makes sense because any more than that, they'd be entity cramming.
Yeah.
In the breeder. So that 24 is probably the most you can hold at once.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just kind of have to wait for this, don't we?
6.5 hours later.
This is a lot of villagers. Okay, next thing to do is get all of these guys over into those pods we've already prepared. Yeah, we got all these pods set up for the Nembon iron farms and the base to all of these grain silos filled out of logs and diamonds because that was the block Weasel had on hand and wanted to use. So you're building way faster than me, so like the audio was just like slowly getting louder, like Jaws. Like I was gonna make a joke before you even punched me. Like you're doing it again.
I'm not gonna punch you out.
Okay. It's just such an intimidating noise, just placing rails very quickly. Now that I've got Jaws in my head, like I can't. That's the only thing I can think of. Because I think if we do this, then they'll just drop right in, and we can break the minecarts.
I've got a birch button.
Oh, they're going back to the Nether. Wait. Oh, never mind.
What?
No, my free cam is just like they're right on the edge of my free cam. So every time they pass the Nether portal, they like phase out of existence. That's really weird. That's really weird because they're just barely out of my render distance. I was panicking because there's like half the villagers we collected.
Yeah. That gave me a heart attack too in the process.
Yep, hits that block and heads straight down. Okay, they do take some fall damage because of the fall, so I will put a rail there. Here, I'm going to put a rail on the...
What? I thought minecarts...
No, minecarts don't. Stop.
Oh.
Oh, and they're stacked on top of each other. Okay.
I want to see this.
So we put a rail there, and that.
Oh
no!
Oh,
that's why we have backups. That's why we have backups.
Yes.
Okay. We put a rail and a block, and that should fix that. Okay. There's no third guy. Let's send the third guy, and we'll see if this works. He's coming. Hits the block. Down on the rail. Still takes damage, apparently, but should be mostly fine, hopefully. Okay, I don't know why they're still taking damage when there's a rail there, because I swear minecarts stopped damage, right?
Yeah, they're supposed to. Maybe it's a bug with 121.5.
Maybe. Just blame the update.
Yes,
okay, well,
absolutely.
Okay, well that's why we still have the villager breeder, because I know if some of them have taken damage coming through the portal, so we might lose one or two on I mean, it's a decently high drop. So we're probably going to lose one or two of them, but that's fine.
Could we maybe do splash potions of healing?
If you want to do some brewing, I don't know. Because, well, I guess if you have a splash potion or like a lingering potion, then like, get them all in.
All right.
Oh, we lost him. Oh, that fall was enough for that one. We're gonna need, get some splash potions.
Yeah.
All right, that's one pod out of 24. It's gonna. This is gonna take a while. Now, the last thing we should need for these iron farms is some pillagers, and hopefully, I believe there should be a pillager outpost just beyond Pizza's base over here, right across this mountain, and I forgot this was here. This is the Jack this is the Jack Black thing. Oh, there's the outpost. I think Weasel did I don't remember if Weasel or Sandy did this squid as well, but this seems to be like the map art section of the world outside of the end. But anyway, here we go. We've got our little pillager outpost here, and we've got one right here. Okay, so we need I forgot about that too. I forgot about... Okay, so we need to get these guys into some boats, and obviously they are shooting at me, so that's going to be an issue, but... Yeah, let's just do one of these at a time because they're gonna break the boats if they're just like shooting at each other, I assume. We can also put boats on leads now, which is great. I just absolutely flew off way too fast there. Okay, so let's try this again. It went a little bit. Ow, ow. Okay, you, ow. Here, just leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I need to stop to eat, but the guy in the boat's gonna shoot me. Oh, never mind. The guy's in the boats. This is going to be harder than I realized. Oh, we got two. We got two in the boat now. I don't need that. Let's take care of one of you. There you go. And then basically what we need to do is sit in the boat. He can't hit me, as you can see. He's trying to, but he can't hit me while I'm in the boat. So basically we just sit in here long enough for him to break his crossbow, because that thing does have durability, even though it's a mob, even though he spawned with it. So let's... Go ahead and go ahead and bring it. Stop it. Okay, can I? If I take off slowly enough, that's just gonna go flying. Okay. Let's take him to this cliff. Let's glide off. Not that way because there's another guy. Oh no, I'm gonna die. He's gonna shoot me. This is gonna take more effort than I thought. And of course, my backup elytra was in my ender chest, which I had on me because I don't actually place ender chests around, which would be the smart thing to do. Ow, I'm trying to collect my items so he keeps shooting me. Here, how about I just do this. We just go around and collect my items in the boat. Except I lose like any sort of speed on the shovel. Oh, I didn't realize boats did this. That's interesting. Okay, my plan was to glide off of this with him. Don't go too fast, and that way I can... I flung him again. Can I catch him in midair? No, I can't. He's... New plan. Let's break his cross. Let him break his crossbow, and then is he still going to be hostile? No. Get away from little demon. Little demon. Yeah, you're going to shoot me too. Great. Oh, wait, there's a river here. Hold on. Well, does this river connect up to my base? Because there is a lot of water. Let's follow this, actually. Yeah, here we are. We've got Knight's house right up here. You can barely see it. I doubt you can see it in the rain with the YouTube compression. But, yeah, this is the river that connects Knight's base up there as well as my base. Okay, good to know. We can actually just take him down this river. I do have to clear out just a few little areas. But we can just do this, and we don't have to, like, sit in one spot waiting for his crossbow to break. We can just, like, let him do it along the way. We also have to be very careful of this boat sinking and him getting out of it. No. Get out. I need to sleep real quick. Thank you very much. All right, now let's get you back in the boat before you wreak havoc on this village. Thank you very much. All right, right here. Now we do have to wait for his crossbow to break because it didn't quite have enough time to on the way here, but that's fine. We can just sit here. I just don't want to... We don't want to put this guy up in the pods with a crossbow and just annihilate all the villagers. I spent so much time getting in there. I'm not exactly sure how long it takes. I know it does work. I know this is how you do it, but I'm not sure. He's got an enchantment on that thing. It might be unbreaking. I'm not sure. That would be slightly annoying. Although we can actually we can see how many arrows we can get into one block. Apparently, all of his arrows are getting shot into the exact same spot. They're teleporting. His arrows are teleporting. I have no idea. That's interesting. Maybe that's what that enchantment is. Okay. I'm seeing a couple despawn right here. Right? Yeah. Okay. There's a couple. Either that or like the game's freaking out. But oh yeah, it won't definitely despawn there. Okay. That's how many arrows we can get into one block. I'm really afraid for that squid. He's gotten really close to getting hit a few times. Oh no! Don't get close. Don't get. Whoa. That was a different squid that time. What is bro doing? The squid's having a field day. He's risking his life. Oh no. No you don't. He's risking his life and then he just goes and just like moonwalks across the water or whatever that was. Oh, that one was really close. I'm only commenting on the daredevil squids because this is taking ages. If this thing has unbreaking, I am gonna be upset. This is gonna take forever. Oh, okay, there it is. Finally. Okay, we have one of these guys primed for the iron farms. Let's go ahead and grab him real quick. Thankfully, they don't take fall damage in the boat, so I don't have to like worry about dropping him, really. I just need to be... That did not go as planned. He didn't move at all, did he? Okay, what we need to do, here we go. What we need to do is pile up until we get this guy on the right level. And then just move around till we're on that okay, one block higher. Till we're on the bridge. Here we go. And then we get in. Hopefully don't take us right off the bridge. And we're okay. We're home free. Okay, now... Oh, this could get annoying. We need to get him in between those fences. How annoying is this gonna be? I think he's the center of something again. So let's just break this and hope for the best. Which it has happened. Okay, great. So now we just get him bouncing, and we should have an iron farm set. Great. That's 1 out of 6. I didn't realize the pillagers would be the most annoying part of this thing, but these guys weren't awful. Like the villagers were a lot quicker just individually. Wait. Oh, I forgot to name tag him. Okay. You stay right here. I will be back. I only have 4 name tags. That might be an issue. I could probably borrow some from someone, but yeah, I've only got 4 right now. That's frustrating. I also don't have levels because I died, so we'll figure this out as we go along. No! Oh, I was... you little... Oh, I should probably have made a collection system, shouldn't I? I didn't actually put any lava at the bottom, so iron golems are just spawning in here and dropping. All right, that is... Honestly, that's fine. It keeps... I mean, he's kind of protecting me from stuff like that. Hello, new guy. All right, I have Iron Man name tags now, so this guy shouldn't despawn, thankfully. Yeah, these guys can roam. I've got like 4 or 5 down here now. They're just taking care of the mob population. That's fine. Oh, he shot the trader, and now the llamas are breaking the boat. Oh, now the llamas are breaking him. Okay, you have to go. You have to leave. Please. Thank you. You can live. You're fine. You got a guy behind you. You got it. There we go. Oh, and I just got 2 more leads. Don't you dare. No, don't you dare. Don't you. That's the 4th one I've collected, and I've only filled 1 pot. And there is a lot of them now. Okay, that's it. I'm making a lava trap. This is super temporary, but it must be. I don't even care about the items right now. I'm not putting any hoppers down. These guys are just gonna die until I am actually ready for them. There we go. That should keep them off my back for a bit. Taking care of those guys is going to be another issue. Here, let me just grab one of these and, and finish them off as well. Holy cow, there are a lot more than I thought. Okay, well, if this is just the result of one iron farm over, what, 20 minutes? Like, this is... I'm glad I'm building these things then. All right, after more mistakes than I'd like to count, we finally have 6 functional iron farms, and these things have been producing really, really well. They've been up probably less than, like, 24 hours, and just from AFK, I almost have a full sugar box. That took a whole weekend plus some at the spawn iron farm. So I am very happy with how this is going to turn out. So the final thing I wanted to do this episode is cover these up, get these looking like grain silos, and we are going to do that with a ton of wood. Thankfully, you might remember my wood farm blew up, but Weasel also has a wood farm, and he can offer to collect a whole bunch for me as well. So let's just go grab a whole ton of this and get started. So this is 15 shulkers. I don't know if this is going to be enough, but it's definitely going to get us a long way. So first off, we need some of the wood. We're not going to completely be using the four-sided wood blocks because you do lose just a little bit every time you do, but these are just for these corners. Basically, we're making them out of the stripped birch logs, but as you see, they do have an end to them. So once we kind of get to these corners, the ends start kind of exposing themselves, and I don't want that. So for these ends, we're actually going to be using the birch wood blocks and then stripping them so that we've got the smooth side all around, but only for these corners that like are exposed to, you know, open to the side. So which is basically like that entire all 4 corners, I'm starting to realize. But that's fine. That's fine. Okay, we're gonna be using a lot more of these 4-side ones than I thought we were. But like I said, Weasel's got a wood farm. He's donating to this cause, so this we will have enough wood. We just might need to wait a little bit. But we can also cut out these inside corners, can't we? Right? We actually don't need... I did that because it's easier to map it out when you can like count the blocks like this, but we actually don't need these. We can get rid of a whole ton of wood to really just like help conserve as much as we can, because yeah, that is more accurate to what we actually need. And thank goodness I organized the storage system, because I just have a shulker of scaffolding here, which is going to help a lot, because we still need to be able to like put these on the side of a block. So this way we can just do that and do that and that and that. Cool. So this should definitely help us keep this up to speed. And these inside ones don't matter. These can stay logs. We can conserve as many logs as we can by keeping those inside ones the way they are. And one of the nice things about building the farms first and then covering them up instead of the other way around is that these are gonna be running while we're building, which is really, really nice. And look at that. I am actually really, really happy with this. I was afraid that building it almost entirely of one block. I mean, there's little bits here and there. I've got some stone and stuff in here, but like I was afraid that building it out entirely out of like one color would really just make this look awful. But I think the fact that these things are very bland in real life just helps. Like you understand. You understand the lack of detail is intentional. It's not because I wasn't willing to. It's because that's just how these things are, and you can if you look at them, especially from a distance, you know, up close, they kind of, you know, they're kind of a little off. I mean, as much as they're going to be in Minecraft, but like especially from a distance, these things look really, really good. I am really happy with this. And up here, I've actually got. I was planning to do like a whole sorting system, like going underground and like up into this central tower, but I'm not going to do that because I have no time for that. But I do have an AFK spot up there, so I can just kind of stand there and let these things do their thing. And once I finish the wheat field too, these things will work even better. Like there's not quite the connection yet because I haven't gotten the wheat field up there yet, but like it is still, if I just like stand like right here, you know, if I crouch, I can get rid of that grass there. It is really you can really tell that this is part of like the American landscape. This is these are great. I like these. So this is definitely a scale over detail kind of project, but like I said, that was intentional, and I'm really, really happy with them. And I think that's going to be the end of this episode. So my plan is, so I just found out, in order for us to actually like set up the world for season 6, lagging is actually going to be taking the server down a week beforehand. So I have less than a week to get the rest of my base done, which, believe me, is something I'm not going to forget. So this is going to be the last video I release before the server goes down. I'm going to basically be recording nonstop throughout the rest of the week, and then while I have a week before season 6 starts, I will basically edit and upload the next few videos. So yeah, don't if you don't see any uploads from me for the next week, don't worry. Maybe worry a little bit, but don't worry. It's not because I've given up. It's because I'm actually spending all my effort to build and finish this, as opposed to making videos. I can get the videos out later, as long as I have the footage, you know. And I do plan on streaming a lot too. Streaming the rest of the wheat field, getting a bunch of the other echoes involved. We did a ton of terraforming recently, which is good. Like a lot of the terraforming is almost done, as well as getting the back done. So you'll probably actually see, if you check out the streams, you'll probably actually see me do all of this before the videos actually come out. So I guess that's one reason to check those out. But until then, I don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to end this right here, edit this, put this up, and get right back to work. So I'm just going to go AFK in here, as I say. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.